Welcome back. Another update video. I realized last week's video didn't get published, but that actually turned out to be a good thing because most of what was in last week's video has changed. So it actually worked out in our favor. So here's the big thing. I'm doing this locally, so it doesn't matter. So of course now I don't remember what was all covered in the video before the last. So I think the last video that went out, I was talking about adding the advanced button here. So there is currently an advanced option. You can click that and you can get some advanced settings here. So you have a weapon cooldown that is now configurable on a per level basis. It used to be tied to the weapon. It is no longer. So if you want it to take 5 seconds, actually I think it's, yeah, it has to be 20 seconds or more, never mind. If you want it to be 21 seconds between when you use your weapon before you can use it again, you can set that. The first number, oh, it doesn't tell you here, okay. The initial giving of the weapon to the trader is double of the weapon cooldown. So if the weapon cooldown is 20 seconds when the level first starts, it'll be 40 seconds for the trader to get the weapon, and then every time thereafter it's 20 seconds, unless the attack is unsuccessful, in which case the number is quartered. So in this case, I have 100% attack chance, so the attack will always be successful. You could set your attack chance to 0, which would mean the attack would never be successful. So essentially what that would mean is, you know, you walk up on somebody with your sword or the battle axe or whatever weapon you've got. You walk up on somebody, you attack them, and you miss. And you're waiting 5 seconds, you get your weapon back, you attack them again, you miss, etc., etc., etc. Please don't do that because the trader will lose every time and no one's going to play your level. Yeah. Or you could do like 75% chance, so there's a 1 in 4 chance that you wouldn't hit the player. So that's available. It defaults to 20 and 100. Any levels that haven't had this set will be set to that, which is what they used to be. So you don't actually need to touch that if you don't want to. Also, what was the old default? I think the Goblin Shank was the default weapon with a range of 5, I believe. That'll automatically be the default as well. So there's that. Attack damage isn't implemented. I don't know if I want to implement this because players automatically heal. So it would be a very tricky thing to figure out. But yeah, we have that here. And then we have the weapon selection. So this list is just automatically generated by existing weapons in the game. Currently there are 4. And pretty much you just pick whatever you want, drop it in the inventory slot here. If you change your mind, you just throw it back on here anywhere you want. It doesn't matter. You will notice you can't steal any of these items. So, you know, that's important. Whoops. And also, if you hover any of the weapons, you will get the description as per usual, but the description has been modified to show the range. So you have a range of 5 on the Goblin Shank, range of 6 on the Yo-Yo, range of 7 on the Broadsword, and a range of 8 on the Battle Axe. And this basically just means how far away you can click on a person and accomplish things. And then we have the save and submit and unclaim, and everything's the same there. So just go ahead and submit that. It doesn't actually matter because we're not able to play it because it's just me. Ignore the one on the floor. That's the wrong color. Whoops. This is a fun little bit. So I did was it Black League? I think that's what it was called. The little collaboration video that went out last Friday. And in that game, some of the weapons were meshes. And I was like, well, that's interesting because I thought tools couldn't be meshes. Well, tools can't be meshes. But it turns out that I actually don't need these weapons to be tools. The only thing a tool would really give me is wear. You can assign a range, that's what it's called internally, the range, that you can click on something from to a node. So this battle axe here has a longer range than the broadsword does, but both of those have a shorter range than just the default hand. I think you can normally reach 10 nodes. Neither of the weapons can, and I think I just threw the hammer out. Okay, what's it called? It's not called tool to break. No, wow. Okay, that's genius. Yeah, so that has a range of 10 as well. So, yeah. So we have actual meshes. Currently, it's just for these two. I put these together the other day. Quite happy with them. I feel like that looks a lot better. And you know, something like this. I may actually go through and update. Let's jump over to the tools here. I may go through and change some of these other ones to be meshes as well, actually. Because the hammer could definitely use that. The screwdriver, you know, it could use it. The wrench, that would actually look way better as a mesh. But whatever, we'll see how that works. I'm not positive if that'll be implemented or not. Some new artwork. We got this radiation sign. We got like some medical posters. I don't think these were covered before. These were all actually generated with Stable Diffusion, which is why you have a goofy sign like this. Like the doctor, sure, but then what's ASTTKR supposed to say? That's why the guy's doing this. This doesn't even show up. I'm miming him. Is mimicking, whatever. I'm assuming the pose he's standing in. But you can't see my arms, so you don't know. That's sad. Okay, well. So there's that. Then there's don't look at it too. Oh wait, I already have it here. Like, don't look at him too long and try to figure out exactly what's supposed to be going on. Because like, what is this? I've got a dude standing, but then he's got like a paper clip over him or something. I think that's weird. Oh, this mushroom. That's actually a really good one. And then we have the last one. Don't look at it too hard, because it's like, okay, well, if these are his arms, and then this is the torso, right? The chest, and then the stomach. Well, then how does this become the inside of the legs? Or is that the outside of the legs? But if that's the outside of the legs, like, those are the skinniest legs I've ever seen, bro. Like, don't skip leg day every day. Also, no hips. So, you know, don't look at them too long, because they get kind of wonky. Then I got like some bacteria mold things. Those look fine. But yeah, playing with artificial intelligence to generate images is quite fun, I must say. I've done a bunch of textures using that as well, but I believe that was covered in a previous video. Right, like I had the extra rocks and some soil textures and stuff. Let's see, what else did I do? Oh, the weapons now have sounds. Okay, none of those sounds are playing. I believe the sound only plays... Let me look at the code here. Okay, so the sound will play only if you're pointing at a player. And I believe it plays either way. Yes. Yes, the sound will play either way. So whether your attack is successful or not, the sound will play. Which kind of is the only way you would know that an attack was carried out but wasn't successful. So right now I think there's only one sound, which is a swoosh. Yeah, and the yo-yo and the battle axe and the sword all use the exact same sound. The shank actually doesn't have a sound at all. It's more of a stealth weapon, you know, because you're just stabbing it into somebody. You're not whipping it through. I mean, obviously, because we don't have control of the animation that plays when you click, it looks like you're whipping it. But, you know, this is more of a swinging action, whereas the knife's more of a jabbing action. So you don't get a swishing sound from that because it doesn't have as much speed. Or that's what I'm going to tell people anyways. These, although they are nodes, can't be placed, obviously. Which is important, because you wouldn't want that. You also can't drop them as per usual. Because again, we wouldn't want people dropping these weapons. Although there is code to check when the weapon's used that you are in fact actually the traitor. So if you're not the traitor, you can't use the weapon anyways. That's just the way it works. I didn't make the rule. Well, that's actually a lie. I totally made the rules. 100% I made the rules. I believe that's actually it. I was gonna change something with the water. I don't remember if I did or not, though. I do remember messing around, mucking around with the liquid code. But I don't remember what I changed. There was something. Oh, you know, I think I just removed some backward compatible stuff or something like that. Stuff that didn't really apply to us because I didn't have to maintain backward compatibility with anything. But it was just stuff that existed for my test game where I copied it from. Oh, you know what? I changed something with tasks because something was broke, so I fixed it. I don't remember exactly what it was, though, but something broke. It was a weird edge case. I think it was something with form specs not displaying correctly. I can't tell what I changed from looking at the code here. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it was something. It was actually a change I had to make. Oh, how did this work? So why did I have to change that, though? I don't remember. Do I have any tasks? Yeah, well, here are these tasks. So when you click on this, any task, the form spec that shows up isn't actually stored in the node's metadata. It used to be, but it was bad for a variety of reasons. A big one being world edit didn't wipe form spec metadata. So then you could, or info text metadata for that matter. So you could have a task, but then use world edit to remove the task. But then whenever you put a new node there, that node would become that task. Yeah, it shouldn't happen, but it did. And it wasn't great. It didn't break anything, but it was just weird. So I had to change how these are displayed. So these are just called with an on right click, uses my test show form spec, and then it shows you the form specs. And there was some weird case, something with grabbing the inventory part from it and then putting stuff. Oh, actually, I need to put that in this one. It was something with this that it was messing up, but only very infrequently. I had to deal with sabotage. And because there's not a lot of sabotage going on, which is totally my fault because there's only one node that you can sabotage with, which is a power switch. But that's been fixed. I don't know if it ever actually became an issue with anybody playing, but in testing, I bumped into the issue once. So it was needing fixing anyways. Other than that, I believe nothing has changed. I still have not created a texture for the winter hoodie design because I'm just that cool. I still haven't changed my long hair either, I guess. Yeah, winter hoodie underneath a straw hat. Don't you have to put the hat on the top layer to work? Yeah. That looks stupid. Can I put a crown on top of the hoodie, though? Wait. But it's on top. It should be on top of the hoodie. Oh, well, whatever. I'm still running around with no pants on. Genius. Oh, did I mention that? I don't know if I did. It might have been in last week's video. On the server, when you join and you haven't set or you're not wearing clothes, but you set a skin, there is a new image that displays as a person instead of just a head. Yeah, that's cool. That's it. I don't believe there's been any other changes. I feel like I accidentally enabled cinematic mode. Oh, I definitely did. It felt very cinematic. That's it for this video. It was mostly behind the scenes stuff. Oh, you know what? There was a big overhaul. This no one's gonna care about, unless you're working on the code. The save and submit buttons both now. And actually, I believe the advanced button actually saves everything as well. Let's find out. Let's change this to map 5 and hit advanced and then go back. Yep. So all 3 of these buttons actually act as save buttons now. So I did a a lot of back-end, what's the word? When you rewrite the code. There's a term for it. I can't think of what it is offhand, but I rewrote the code on the back end so that they all just call a function. So I'm not duplicating the code, or triplicating the code, I guess, technically, and just exist in one function, which is great, because then if there's one mistake and it's fixed for all of them, and I don't have to go through 3 different sections of code. It also makes code tidier and fewer lines, which saves space. Though I'm sure it's an extremely negligible amount, it's like 30 lines of code. But it is what it is. That is, I believe, it. On the server, there are extra levels, which don't exist here, but some people have started building stuff, so that's neat. Go check it out. That's going to wrap it up. If you want to play on the server, the information should be down in the video description, or others it's on my website, which is linked down in the video description. I can never remember which. Thanks for watching. Tune in next week for another video, and I will see you then.